Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my baked oatmeal recipe. If you guys are new around here, welcome. My name is Becca. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm very passionate about nutrition, very passionate about intuitive eating, and very passionate about feeding my family real whole foods at home, but in a way that is easy and manageable and it's not too overwhelming because I am a busy working mom, so I totally get that that can be a challenge. So today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you how to make baked oatmeal. I love oatmeal. If you guys have watched any of my What I Eat in a Day videos, you know that we eat oatmeal a lot and we have through the years, but it can get boring for sure. So baked oatmeal is a way to just kind of switch it up and eat it in like a slightly different form. But also something I love about it is it's something that you could totally make ahead and then just reheat. So if you don't want to actually cook breakfast in the morning, maybe you're short on time, maybe your schedule just doesn't really allow it, but you do want something that is wholesome and nutritious and, you know, cooked from scratch. This is absolutely something that you could make ahead of time and then just reheat so you can just have a real quick but very healthy breakfast in the morning. Another thing I love about baked oatmeal is you can make it so many different ways, meaning you could add lots of different toppings to switch it up and change the flavors and just make it taste totally different, even though it is essentially the same dish. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys just how to make the base recipe, but then you can add stuff to it. So I'm gonna show you how to like smother it with some peanut butter and bananas to make a peanut butter banana baked oatmeal, which is delicious. But then you can add all sorts of stuff to the actual base to switch it up as well. You could add a bunch of fresh or even frozen berries to make a berry baked oatmeal. You could do apples and cinnamon and walnuts. You could also do raisins and cinnamon and walnuts. You could do a pumpkin pie by adding in some pumpkin pie puree and some pumpkin pie spices. You could add in shredded coconut and chocolate chips to make like a chocolate coconut baked oatmeal. There really is like endless possibilities. You can add all sorts of stuff to it, and it's a way to just switch it up and change the flavoring while also having like an easy go-to breakfast recipe down pat. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and I'll show you guys how to make my easy, yummy baked oatmeal.
All right, so we're gonna start by adding 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats to a big bowl. And then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds to add a little bit of omega-3s, a little bit of extra fiber, tiny bit of protein. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt. So then I'm just going to mix all this together. So these are obviously our dry ingredients. And what's great about this is you could easily prep this part the night before and then just throw all the liquids together the next day. So as far as liquids, you want 2 cups of milk. I'm using whole milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you want for this recipe, whatever suits your fancy. And then I'm also going to add in a half a cup of applesauce, so just unsweetened applesauce. And then to naturally sweeten it up a little bit, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. This is by far my favorite natural sweetener to use in recipes. And then you're gonna add a little bit of oil as well. I'm using avocado oil, it has no taste, and I'm adding about a tablespoon of that. And then for a little bit of flavor, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So this with the cinnamon, it just makes it taste so yummy. So you're just going to mix all of this together. So this is what you would do the morning of. You could even technically mix all the liquids separately. And then I would just mix it right before you put it in the oven in the morning because you don't want the oats to like absorb too much of the liquid overnight. But you can definitely prep a good amount of this. So then I'm just taking, this is like an 8 by 9, I think, baking dish. I sprayed it down with a little bit of avocado oil because you don't want it to stick. You can use whatever you want to grease the pan. And then you're just gonna dump all of this in, super easy. And then we're going to obviously bake it in the oven. I set, or preheated my oven to 375, and you're gonna bake it for about 35 minutes until it's set and starts to get a little bit golden on the top. So you can see I'm just kind of making sure it's evenly distributed because we want it to come out flat, and we want it to be evenly cooked. So just gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven. It smells so good when it's cooking, and it's obviously pretty hands off because it's just in the oven, which is super easy. So we're just gonna take that out. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and slice it up. It's definitely helpful to let this cool for at least 10 minutes because it helps it set even more and not be so crumbly. That's just gonna help it to be more of like a bar of oatmeal versus kind of crumbly all over a plate. But either way, it tastes fine. It tastes good. So it doesn't really matter if you're in a rush. You can just go ahead and jump right in like I did here. And then you're just gonna go ahead and serve it on a plate. So you can really top this with whatever you want. I'm doing peanut butter and banana here, but you can add fresh fruit. You can even add like anything you want straight to the batter, like chocolate chips or coconut or berries, raisins. I would just shoot for like 1/3 of a cup or 1/2 cup of each thing you're mixing in. So if you're gonna mix in like nuts and berries, I would do like 1/2 or 1/3 a cup of each of those. You can even go up to like a cup if you really want to make it like heavy on the mix-ins. It's just kind of whatever you want. This isn't like a perfect recipe. So for me, I just topped it with peanut butter. I like baking it plain and then adding toppings to it. So peanut butter, sliced fresh banana, and a little bit of cinnamon. It's so, so good.
All right, you guys, so that is how you make it. As you can see, I did like a peanut butter banana spin on just the base simple baked oatmeal, but like I said earlier in this video, you can add all sorts of stuff. You can get creative. You can make it pumpkin or berry or apple cinnamon, chocolate coconut. You can do all sorts of fun stuff and just play around with the mix-ins and the toppings that you add, and really you can make this all sorts of different ways, which is great for variety, but also it keeps it simple, which is awesome. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe if you're not already, and be sure to follow me over on Instagram. I'm just at Becca Bristow, but that is all I have for this video, guys. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.